don't notice the silence at first. That's the strange thing about places like Ashgrove House. During the day, it feels ordinary enough. Dusty, yes. Old, certainly. But harmless. It's only at night that the silence begins to feel intentional. Like something is listening. Oliver Bennett had never believed in ghost stories. He was practical. Logical. The sort of man who dismissed strange noises as faulty, pipes and flickering lights as bad wiring. So when he found Ashgrove House listed at half the usual rent, just outside a quiet English village, he didn't hesitate. Too good to be true, perhaps. But Oliver needed a place, and quickly. Arrival. The letting agent was in a hurry. That should have been the first warning. She barely stepped inside the house when handing over the keys. No need for a full viewing, she said briskly. You'll find everything in order. Oliver frowned slightly. There's no history I should know about? A pause, then a tight smile. Just avoid the lower room. Lower room. The one beneath the house. It's locked. Best to leave it that way. And with that, she left. No explanation. No elaboration. Just a suggestion that felt oddly specific. First night. The first night passed quietly. Too quietly. Oliver lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, noticing how complete the silence was. No distant cars. No neighbors. Not even the wind. He checked his phone. 2:17 a.m. That's when he heard it. A soft, deliberate sound. Knock. Oliver blinked. He held still, listening. Nothing. He let out a breath, almost amused with himself. Old house, he thought. Wood expands. Contracts. Perfectly normal. He turned over, closed his eyes. Knock, knock. This time he sat up. That wasn't random. It wasn't creaking timber. It was rhythmic, intentional, and it was coming from below. Second night. He told himself he wouldn't think about it, wouldn't dwell on it, wouldn't become one of those people who imagines things in empty houses. But the following night, at exactly the same time, 2:17 a.m., it returned. Not knocking this time, scratching, slow, measured, as if something was dragging its fingers along the underside of the floorboards. Oliver sat upright in bed, heart thudding. The sound moved. It followed the length of the room, then stopped directly beneath him. The silence that followed was worse. He leaned forward, staring at the floor. And then, very faint, almost too faint to hear, "Are you awake?" Oliver froze. Every instinct told him not to respond. But something irrational made him whisper, Who's there?" The scratching stopped. The silence deepened. And then, nothing. The door. The next morning, Oliver searched the house. Carefully this time. He checked every cupboard, every corner, every inch of flooring. And eventually, he found it. A narrow wooden hatch in the hallway floor, barely visible beneath a faded rug. Locked. Dust gathered thickly around its edges. The lower room. He stared at it for a long time, then stepped away. No, he muttered to himself. Absolutely not. Third night. Sleep didn't come easily. Oliver lay awake, waiting, watching the clock tick toward 2:17. When it happened, he wasn't surprised. This time, the knocking was louder, urgent, desperate. Knock, knock, knock. Then, Oliver. He stopped, breathing. The voice was clearer now. Closer. "Please, let me out." His throat tightened. "Who are you?" he demanded, louder than intended. A pause. Then, "You are..." The voice sounded wrong. Familiar. Too familiar. Like hearing your own voice played back. Slightly distorted. The dissent. Curiosity is a dangerous thing. Fear warns you. But curiosity persuades you. At 3:03 a.m., Oliver stood over the hatch, key in hand. He didn't remember finding the key. That was the unsettling part. But it was there. Cold, heavy, waiting. The lock clicked open with surprising ease. The hatch creaked upward, and immediately, a damp, stale smell rose from below. Rotting wood, stagnant air, something older. The staircase was narrow, steep. Each step groaned beneath his weight. The light from above barely reached the bottom. When his foot finally touched the floor below, he realized something. There were no walls lined with storage, no pipes, no wiring, just a single object. In the center of the room, a mirror, the reflection. It was tall, antique, its surface clouded with age. Oliver approached slowly. His reflection stared back at him, pale, tired, uneasy. He let out a breath. "Ridiculous," he whispered. "Just a mirror, just a room, nothing more." Then, his reflection blinked, out of sync. Oliver's breath caught. He hadn't blinked. Not then, not yet. Slowly, carefully, he raised his hand. The reflection didn't follow. Instead, it smiled. The other side. "About time," it said. The voice came from behind him, but the lips in the mirror moved. Oliver turned sharply. Nothing there. When he looked back, the reflection stepped forward, out of the glass, as though it were water. Now there were two of him, one breathing, one not quite. "You took longer than the last one," the other Oliver said calmly. "What are you?" Oliver demanded. The thing tilted its head. "Don't you remember?" Silence. A slow smile. "You found the door. You heard the voice. And you came down." Oliver shook his head. No, I've never." "You have," it interrupted softly. "Just not like this." The truth. The air grew colder. "He let me out," the other Oliver continued. "And I took his place." A pause. "You're doing the same now." The realization hit slowly, then all at once. "I'm not leaving here," Oliver whispered. The other one stepped closer. "No," it said. "You're not." Above them, bang, the hatch slammed shut. Darkness swallowed the room. The mirror shimmered faintly. The other, Oliver grabbed his wrist. Cold, unnatural. You stay below," it said quietly. "And I go upstairs." Morning. The village was quiet, peaceful, unchanged. The front door of Ashgrove House opened. Oliver stepped outside. Calm, composed, perfectly normal. The letting agent approached. "All settled in?" she asked. He smiled. "Yes." A pause. Then softly, "There's just something under the house." She held his gaze for a moment too long, then nodded. "Of course there is." Final night. That evening, a new tenant arrived. Young, unaware, unconcerned. At 2:17 a.m., in the silence, a sound echoed beneath the floor. Knock. Then again. Knock, knock. And a voice. Faint, desperate. "Are you awake?"